now we are here and live. We're going to let Mr. Quentin set up his phone so he can go live. But welcome, love bugs. Here at Stream, you guys all know me. I am your host, Lake Butler, and today we get to talk to the debonair, Mr. Quentin Sharpe. Yes. Not only is Quentin a phenomenal actor, but he is also a promoter, a podcaster, entrepreneur, and a hard-working man. So it is my pleasure to give him some time to go live. You sure you don't need no time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm my phone on something else.
We gonna give him the opportunity to say hello to everyone, and I thank you for being here with us today.
Man, listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I love talking. I love kicking it. I love being invited on the podcast, man. And I appreciate the invitation.
Oh yeah,
because we got something that we got going on.
Right, and I've been trying to. It's not a thing going on. Well, you say put it to your mouth. She said, "What are you doing? You can't do that because you know if you do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You know me well enough. Okay, I would do this all show.
Hey, listen, you know, I ain't gonna stop you now.
Is it okay for me to call you Q?
Yeah.
Okay, because we friends.
That's right.
Okay, cool. That's dope. He is my friend, y'all. Okay, so I want to take the next 2 minutes or so for me to just hear you tell us all, my audience, about yourself.
Well, let me see. Where can I start?
The beginning.
The beginning. You want to go?
No.
You want to go to this?
Please. We
No,
only have 2 minutes.
I'm originally from Southwest Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I still rep Southwest to the
Okay,
fullest.
Southwest.
Yeah. Whole rider.
I went to Boynton.
You went to Boynton?
Yeah, for a year.
What?
Yep.
Man, I went to Wilson and Southwestern, but I fluctuated back and forth from the east. I mean, from west to Southwest.
Okay.
So I went to Bowen on the west, and then came back to Mumford. I mean, came back to Southwestern, and then almost got kicked out, and I had to go back to Mumford. So, yeah. So I'm east. So I'm a west and Southwest, but Southwest for my heart, like right around the block from Big Meech and them, man. I grew up with them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Southwest, what is that, like Livernois?
No. See, that's over that area. That's like McGraw Ave over in that area. So you got two different sides. You got like the Latino side, which is across the bridge. Then you got the black side, which is like 4th Street, Schaefer, Outer Drive. You got like Del Rey right there. So yeah, it's two different sides.
Yeah, I was a Rough Rider, and our first clubhouse was the Perfect Beat.
Straight up,
looking
perfect
for the perfect beat,
man. The beat,
yes,
man. Shout out to Bobby over there, man.
Okay, so you grew up in Southwest Detroit,
Yeah.
representing Southwest, and then from then?
From then, like I said, I came over to the West, been up and down 7 Mile, and then my partner, one of my best friends, lived on 6 Mile, so I was always over there. So they inherited me over there, even though I was off 7 Mile. They still messed with me, and we kicked it. So pretty much just the West.
Okay. So one of the things I love about my show is that I'm here to give you guys your flowers.
Yeah.
But I also want the audience to know that we Detroit until we die.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
when we coming from this film industry, most of the people are rooted in the city. Like the talent is coming from the city. Not saying we have any problems with the suburbs, because
Right.
know how y'all are. Y'all get a little money and then you want to move out. But
Man, I'm
y'all.
off Schoolcraft in '96.
You can give me the address later. But so why did you get into acting?
You know what? I was a party promoter. I'm still 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I host.
We're going to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I host. Been on radio, hosted different shows. So I've been doing that for a while. And when I host my parties, I like to dress. You understand what I'm saying? That's like a statement. Like before you see someone, before you talk and speak, you see that person.
Right.
So they grab your attention on how they dress. You know what I mean? So I was always around, brought from the old school. The people that was before me, they were old school gangsters, man. They always had the hats on, slacks on. They had the nice shoes. So I inherited that from them. So with that being said, a friend of mine by the name of Mark Hunter, he's a playwright, and he has a movie on Tubi, Third Degree, which I'm in.
Okay, Third Degree.
He asked me, he said, hey, after one of my parties, he stopped me in the parking lot. Was like, hey, have you ever thought about acting? And I was like, no, I did a little acting when I went to Spec Howards, but that was just minor. He was like, man, I got something for you. I want you to be in my play. Didn't know that he wanted me to be the star.
Lead.
The lead
okay. And was that your first stage play and lead?
We did 4 shows, and he put me in a play with some heavyweights.
Wow.
I mean, now you would know who they are now, but that was 2014. They was just cracking the surface. Okay. But they major out here now.
So who are those people?
Oh, man, you had Shelby Lee. She played my girlfriend. You had Kyle Greenlaw. That's my guy. Javon Long, which is we were both in Third Degree, but now he's in Street Legal. He played in Affair. You had Kimberly Pinktoes. You had Lavanya, Ratliff. Who else you might know? Man, there's so many people. Oh, King Wesley was in there. That's my brother. Lee Master Smalley, he was in there, man. There's so many people. Thomas Harris, that's now Moolah Films.
Okay.
He was in it. That's how he and I met.
Wow.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And then here you come like, hi, I'm here. And but apparently you killed it because 10 years later we right here, right?
We right here, man.
So one of the things, and you just brought up, wanted to talk about the party promoting because I know you being synonymous with doing the parties and stuff. How long were you doing that, and what was that like?
Man,
because parties used to be dope. Cabarets, I wish we could. I know you still got a popular cabaret, honestly, right?
Yeah, we haven't done an actual cabaret in about 5 years because the cabaret scene, it's not that many halls that have the cabaret that hold the amount of people that we have for our party. So you got some that's popping up. Like shout out to Lisa L. Carter. She has the event Bliss Center. That's huge over there. I want to say it's right there, Asa. I think it's Middle Belt and Cherry Hill. But for the most part, we kind of got away from that because it wasn't nowhere to party. We had like 1,100 people, 1,200 people. Right
wow. Now that's a party.
So I have been doing that, man. Wow, I just recently stopped. Our last party was supposed to be this year, February 17th, but we didn't do it.
So you didn't do it this year?
No, we didn't do it.
You've been doing one. You did one last year in February.
Yep, it was called Black Excellence. That's our signature. And then the Onyx, that's another signature. So I've been doing parties for well over 20 years. Okay.
Because I've heard about your parties. Actually, we share a great friend. So her birthday is the 20th of February. Okay. Yeah, so that's, I know they've been to a few. One of the things I wanted to piggyback on, and I actually wrote a question down when you spoke about dress. And one of the things I noticed, being a little stalkish, because that's what I have to do. I have to stalk you guys so I can do a great interview.
That's right.
You dress well.
I appreciate it.
And how do you feel about a lot of men not picking that up these days?
Man, I don't know if we, as older people, man, we dropped the ball, or I don't know if it's just social media, because that's a different animal. We came up, man, we just, in order to see someone, you had to go see someone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, you got a lot of influences like with hip-hop. So a lot of the young guys don't dress up. When you had hip-hop in my era, you had people that wore suits. Right. You had like Big Daddy Kane was
I was just
suited
gonna
up.
say
You had Jay-Z.
Yes.
He started off with suits. You know what I mean? You had all these rappers that dressed because that's how they seen the people that were before them.
Right. And even in the 90s, like it was always somebody who was going to give you a gangster vibe.
Yeah.
With the tuxedos and the cigars and everything. We was going to feel that all the way. Because I'm going through your picture. I'm like, this man dressed well. I see you.
I love it, man.
Are you a cigar connoisseur?
Yes, I'm. You know what? I am. But from my schedule and me working and acting, I don't get a chance to really smoke. I smoke occasionally, but I love cigars, man. Right. Yeah, it's just a relaxation, and it just soothes your mind. And
now, can I ask you something? Do you still have a line of bow ties? Is that a thing, or is something you working on?
Yes, I was working on that a couple years back, and then COVID hit, and then we just started being in the house, and I didn't get a chance. And the lady that was designing for me, she ended up getting sick. Her health had health issues, and so I didn't revisit it. But we had a wonderful plan out, man. And I'm glad you said that because that just sparked because I need to get back to it.
Because I was going to say, if you're not doing, I wasn't quite sure, but please, is that where the Hefner come from? The cool, laid back, cigar smoking, bow tie, holes getting?
Actually not. You know Q Hefner came from, I've been rapping for years.
Really?
Like, me and Miles got songs together on his album. Been rapping for years, so I always was a nice dresser. Okay. So I was like, Q Hefner just has a ring to it, has a tone to it. And it personifies my character. So, and then with the parties and stuff like that and so forth. So that's where it originally came from. But I guess it grew into cigars, hats. And I'm going back to my older guys. They set the tone for me. And like my man, Henry Peterson, rest in peace, he stayed gangster with it. He stayed with the slacks, hat, shoes, everything was together.
Well, I think the ladies out here can agree, and I'm looking right into the camera. We need it back.
Yeah.
We need to see more men in suits, looking good, smelling good, looking like you want to be around a lady instead of looking around like you want to be around a bunch of dudes. And I would be the first to encourage you to please start the line. Because you have a vibe, and it can sell, and now you have a brand. So that all can all go together. I'll buy a bow tie. And I could just wear it with my little sexy stuff.
That's
and
sexy. I've seen women do that. They wear a bow tie with a long shirt, and then they may have on whatever shorts, some bundles, like some dress short, whatever, and then the heels.
Yes.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy.
So, getting back to acting, right? Everybody wants to be an actor now.
Yeah.
Everybody but me, okay? But
I mean, that just... It
all coincides, and it kind of be like one of those things where you get to know people more, and they be like, "Hey, Lake, you wanna? Can you sit in on this?" You know. But do you think it's necessary for people to take classes or start getting experience by going to auditions?
No, take classes. Definitely take classes. Shout out to my heart, man. She's no longer with us, Missy. Melissa Tarver, man. She was so instrumental in this acting world. Way before film, she was theater with Miles, with Richard Bass, with all them Tanja and all that good stuff, and she transformed into the film industry. So she had a lot to do with a lot of our careers out here, especially the ones that have been doing it for 7-8 years or better. It was because of her I went to Moolah Films acting class because she was a part of that.
Okay.
And she convinced me to go, and that was the best decision I made.
So I think I know the answer to this next question. You work with a lot of different directors, right? Who is your favorite to work with? Or has been your favorite?
Really? I wouldn't say favorite. I would just say because it's a lot of good producers out here, and I don't want to.
I know, but that's why I'm the podcaster. You got to answer.
I would say like people that I love to work with. I love to work with everybody, but who, basically, I would say like you got Tanja because she gave me my first big role. So I say Tanja. You got Beasley out there, man. He gave me, man. We've done work together. Moolah Films, man. I've been rocking with them. We got some stuff. We got some stuff coming out, man. For real with Moolah Films, man. You got Monica McQueen. Shout out to my brother Kamal, man. And Kamal, the vibe with Kamal and myself, man, and with Kamal and everybody, man. He's just a good dude, man. And he relax you and it makes you energy up. You go get it. I mean, LB from Plus Productions. It's so many. I know I'm leaving somebody out, and I hate them to do that but pretty much. I don't have... You
don't have a favorite because everybody you work with is a vibe.
I come in, I do my business. I come in like, I don't play around. I go in my corner, I study, and I get straight to business. So I don't have a favorite, and I don't have a least favorite. I just think I give everybody that same energy.
Okay. So, okay. I can take that and I can receive that. That was a great answer without giving me what I asked for. That's the way to be politically correct and make sure you stay working out here. You're like, you ain't about to set me up.
But like I said, with Tanja, the Rotten was that one.
So I was going to ask because you said that she gave you the big role.
Yeah.
And that was Rotten?
Yeah, Rotten, yeah.
So since we're on the topic of Rotten, how do you feel about that? Somebody should have killed you.
Man.
You should have been shot.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a little torn about if you should have been shot or not because you really didn't know why they were so hurt.
Yeah, you know what? I've had women walk up to me and say, "Can you cuss on here?" Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm out and about and they walk to me like, "Man, you ain't shit," and I'm like, "What?"
So you get that too,
man. Listen, I don't have women like, you know what you had? Oh, I can't give it away. You had, and I'm like,
if you ain't seen Rotten by now, you need to stop what you're doing. because we about to ruin. It's like, well,
Right?
you need to,
The image on your style.
you need to watch Rotten. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
But they walk up to me and you said the one part they was like, you did this, and I'm like, hey, you can't say that loud like that because people don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but that role right there,
oh, yeah,
man,
because you got on my case Saturday, like,
man.
like you be fucking nuts.
Yeah,
You
I'm
like,
nah,
wait a
come
minute
on,
now.
hey, right. But that role,
That
you
ain't
know,
me.
it allowed me to be emotional, and with that, because I had to slide down the wall, I had to cry and stuff like that, and that was my first time being in the emotional role,
And you took your shirt off.
and I sure did, man. That's
You
all
was
my old
naked.
daddy body. I got that old dad body.
That's
I,
okay,
look, I got a trainer now I'm working with. He
You
get
were
me together.
supposed to be a dad bod guy in
Right,
there. You
right,
were
right.
supposed it was that worked.
Yeah, but you know what? It was some personal issues I had going on at the time that was able me to bring that emotional side out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which that's what acting is. You know, you bring stuff, personal issues or things you can grab, you know,
Right.
situations you can grab, and you bring them into the character.
Right.
You know, and that gives it that authenticity. And that's what I did, man. It turned out good.
It was an amazing movie.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
rare, well written. Shout out to Tanja again and again and again because it was like we didn't see. I love when you don't see things coming.
Yeah.
You know, I just hate that you was the typical Scorpion man.
Scorpion.
Doing
Yeah.
that Scorpio shit.
Yeah, we Scorpio. We something else.
That was some real Scorpio
something else.
behavior.
Yeah, we something else, man.
yeah, just like that character.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ain't never had a Scorpio, man, you need to get one.
I'm working on it. You want to be lucky number 13?
Hey, look, that's one of my favorite numbers.
I don't
13.
have no problem with shooting my shot right on air. I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nobody
13,
feelings to
man.
spare.
That's a good number.
So when you're talking about relationships and things like that, I did hear that you are recently divorced.
Yes,
Or
yes.
So would you ever be married again?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely, because
You want to do it today?
let's go.
Oh shit!
Let's go. We go right now.
That's it for
Matter of
this
fact, I think-
episode of Stream.
Shit, I think can't you do it online now?
Can we do it online?
No, but I definitely would revisit that because it's some things that I want to be able to. I was young, you know, going into it, so it's some things that now that I'm older that I understand the meaning of it.
Now, when you say you were young, how young and how long were you married?
I was married 16 years.
Wow.
With one for was with her for 22, and we still we good to this day. Like we still we it's crazy how after all that you become better friends, you know, in certain situations. But my situations, man, it was just you know, I think I was 27 and she was 25 when we hooked up. So you know, you make mistakes growing up and this thing up. But now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, I hope God give me the chance to revisit that so I can actually do the right thing. You know what I
So
mean?
when I become Mrs. Sharpe, how are you going to handle my jealousy and all these sex scenes and you trying to get this
Well, I don't
dad
know. We gotta
bod
see-
together
we-
and
we had
doing
to
all
see-
these sex scenes?
We had to see how you lead up to that before Mrs. Sharpe, because if you act wild before that, then you can't be Mrs.
No,
Sharpe.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm okay. I'm gonna
You
pretend
gonna
like I
pretend
ain't
like
crazy.
you're okay.
I'm a great actress. I ain't pretend like I ain't crazy. People
Yeah.
running up to us talking about like. Don't be talking to my man like that. Like I don't give a damn. You say he ain't shit, you better watch your tone.
Man.
Like I don't care what movie we talking about. I don't play them games.
Yeah,
While I'm sitting here eating my nice steak.
It's crazy too because more and more, the more movies I have coming out, like with the movie that's playing here in Moet, that just come out maybe about a month ago, and I've gotten a lot of recognition from that. And people
Is
coming
this
up
Moolah Films or?
This is written by Tanja and directed and executive produced by Murder Payne.
Okay.
And produced by Thomas L. Carter, coach. Yeah, by Moolah Films. But I had a lady come up to me. I was in Wingstop the other day, and I go to the same Wingstop, so they know me. Hey, Mr. Tubi got this and that other. And so
Mr. Tubi
this
guy.
lady say, she say, my mother love you. I'm like, straight up. I'm like, oh man, tell her. I said, I appreciate that. And she was like, she right here. Can she get your autograph? I'm like, yeah. I said, what do you want me to sign? She pulled her shirt down.
Oh my God!
And, you know,
I
it
was
wa-
gonna
she-
use that move.
Yeah, she didn't put it down
Old
all the
lady.
way. But she
I
put
can't
it down. I
stand
signed
old
on her
ladies.
chest, and she had the Sharpie, and I'm like, you know that's gonna wash off, right? I said, you don't have a napkin or anything? Like, she was no sign right here. I'm like,
That's an old lady pimp.
Yeah, that's old school.
She done stole my move.
I signed it too. I signed it.
I know you did. And when we get married, I'll be okay with that. You can have as many tits. Yeah, I don't mind tits at all.
It was a lady that she was naked. She wanted me to sign too.
That's cool. We'll make it work as long as I'm in the room.
Yeah, so I appreciate it, man. I really do.
So I think that's dope when people start to recognize you and things. Now, do you feel like you get more love or more hate for some of the characters that you play?
Well, the only character I got hate for was Rotten.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think I want to say that's about it.
Because you be punk ass cops too.
Yeah, cop. What people? You know what? People, I get a lot. I guess because you know what? It's like this for me. All the parties and stuff that I've done, you know, when you a party promoter, you like semi-local celebrity already. So when people come out, they be like, "Hey man, I'll be at your parties," and so it kind of prepared me for just next level. Right. You know what I mean? So I really humble and I really be tripping when people say, "Can I take a picture or can I have your autograph?" I'm like, you want an autograph from me? Yeah. But you know, I work at gym and I live on Schoolcraft.
Well, you know, I'm like already like over here menopause and like, oh my God, I get to interview Q. Like, the light skin is Zaddy.
What's his name? Who? Sean P. Williams. He done made up this. He talking about the light skin Denzel. I said, man, come on, would you stop it?
Well, you are over here looking a little Malcolm X.
Malcolm,
a bald
with
Malcolm.
The glasses.
But hey, well, where we going? Thank you. This is. He said we leaving, y'all.
So I really do appreciate because I put the work in. Like people say they want to be actors and actresses, but are you ready for them 20 hours? 21 hours on set, then you got to go to work, then you get off of work, you go back on set for another 15.
I don't think people are ready for that. I think they see the end product and be like, I can do it. And you know, we're from the city. That's why I'm like, how much hate do you receive? Because Detroit is different, especially when it comes to our support level and everything. Like you have those of us who are trying to shine light and flowers, and we got other people who's constantly spending their time throwing shade. And someone to look at you and be like, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, but that commitment, they don't know what the commitment looks like.
It's not easy, man. You really have to. I mean, you can grow into the love for it. I'm theater first. I'll choose theater before I film because that's where I come from, and I love the stage. But you have people ask me all the time. They say, "Put me in a movie," and I'm like, "Why you want to be put in a movie? You want to be put in a movie so you can be seen, or you want to be put in a movie because you want this to be your career and that you have a love for it? Because it's homework, it's studying, it's it's not just going on camera and saying, hey, I'm do this and no, because the director know what they want, and I've seen people break down on set because they couldn't get it right. I mess up all the time.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. From a person who has 2 lines in a movie with this man, sitting there for hours listening to him act his ass off while you get to say, hello, thank you for calling. Man. And then they be like, okay, cut, Quentin. Man. And you still have to sit there. It ain't for the weak.
Every role is even that line. No, even that line right there. You still the production need that line.
Right, I get it.
Now I just get
a chance to look at your fine ass from across the table, so that works for me.
I'm gonna make sure, man. I'm gonna make sure I'm on point every time.
You better be. Thank you.
Even I've been doing it for a while, and the guy Teddy Van Gogh, we just did a production with him. I literally had 2 lines. So, and I've been doing it for a minute, and it's like, when he asked me, I'm like, no, I'm not going to turn that down because at the end of the day, those 2 lines are important. And it's no small roles as big as you make it. And everything is important. Every extra is important.
See, you are so humble because it amazes me, and I love it because those of you who are starting to get the credit and you see your name when the credits open up or whatever, you guys are the most humble. It'd be those that just sitting in the background or just, like I said, answering the phone that give the production the hardest time. Like, this is not worth my time. And you like, I'll take 2 lines. I had D Ford here last week, and he like, some of the small roles I had was because somebody was so egotistical that they couldn't sit around and do their 2 lines because they had somewhere else to be. So I thank you. So what other talents do you have?
Man, like I said, I love music. Matter of fact, my producer, he's been. I know you're talking about. I'm a Scorpio, so you understand what I'm saying.
No, music is cool because we didn't know that about you.
See, I'm a Scorpio, so I have many talents. But yeah, my producer been on me, man. Like we're 4 songs in, and we got about 3 to go because I'm doing just a 7 to 8 song. And I've been saying this for a minute. I've been working on it, but I've been acting so much. It's been taking so much of my time, and I can't act and be in the midst of acting and write at the same time.
Okay, drop some bars.
Oh, man, you put me on the spot. I ain't gonna. Listen, I tell you what. You know, I should have did. I should have uploaded my song.
No, you should just rap on.
I ain't about to rap right now.
Man, cut.
I ain't about to rap right now.
What is going on here?
Let me tell you something though. Like, and Miles would be attested if he was here, but I get on. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Get down.
I ain't gonna do it right now. I get on.
See how you playing me? This is my show. I'm gonna be like,
we started. Listen, you remember Boss, the rapper Boss that just passed away?
Yes.
She was in our crew with me, Miles, back in the day, and then she went to LA and made it. But we used to battle. We used to what? And I'm still. That's the part of me. But now, as I'm older, I'm talking about grown stuff. Mm-hmm. My album is called Grown Man.
So drop a verse from Grown Man. Volume 1.
No,
See, they gonna be like, Lake is a whack interviewer. She couldn't even get Q to rap for.
And I've rapped on interviews before too,
but not this one.
No. This one,
my show is the most important show. You didn't see me like I don't care about other shows.
It is.
I care about my show.
Yeah,
it's the most important show on podcasting.
But trust me, when it come out with you, it will be out my birthday. My birthday is November 15th.
I'm gonna be on your porch. Be like, rap for me. What the
I'm gonna have a bit
Schaefer in '96.
A huge gathering, man, and I'm a live band and everything.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, so I gotta wait. I ain't coming to your party.
Yes, you are. Matter of fact, you hosting.
Okay, then I'll okay. In that case, we got it on tape.
Quick with it.
He good with his work. He knew exactly how to get me. And if I'm not hosting, I'm grabbing. If I'm not hosting, I'm grabbing a motherfucking mic. That's gonna be.
Man, can I give a shout out real quick?
Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to all the hosts out here doing their things. Yourself, the people that do the podcast, and the host that's out here hosting parties, because I birthed a lot of hosts out here, and not saying that by trying to give myself credit, but I gave a lot of knowledge because this is what I do. I have since retired from hosting. I host benefits or stuff like that, or if it's someone's party like that's grown. I don't do all the other stuff. You got to suit it.
I seen that you hosted the Detroit Choice Awards.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Yeah, that was wonderful, man. That was 2022. We had a ball.
I was like in awe. Like that's on my bucket list of things because that seems like, for one, you have a room full of beautiful Detroiters, and you get a chance to shine light on everybody and see the works of everybody, and that's really a goal. I was a little jealous about seeing you on that marquee. Man,
I was a little nervous too, because there was the big stage and everything. But my co-host, Toya Tutal, and then we had Ariel from Hot 105, and I want to say Hot 105. Well, yeah, she was over there, and we jammed together, man, and we grew a brother and sisterhood, and we made it comfortable for us. And so it turned out good.
You have a podcast, but you're taking a sabbatical right now.
Yeah.
And what is that about?
My podcast?
Yeah, it's Dinner Time.
Yeah, it's the Dinner Table. Dinner Table with Q and she. We started off some years ago. She's into fashion, and she's killing the game on styling for the film production.
Really?
Oh my God, she's on fire. She styles for. I got to give her shine because she always give me my shine. She don't want me to say this, but she styles for the CEO for Hallmark Mahogany brand.
Okay, cool.
And she started for the Grammys and everything, man. So she's doing
I love that. Yeah. And she's here.
She's here, man. And so that's my co-host. And we started off with just going to different businesses and going live and giving them their shine. And then we came with Miles and started the podcast, Dinner Table. And we talk about everything, man. We talk about she and I don't know if she gonna talk about this, but we put it out here. She and I went through our divorce together, and we talked about it on live, and I had so many men calling me crying on the phone because I went through my transparency, being transparent. And some people don't know how to do that.
Right.
And us as men, we hold stuff in. And when I talked about mine, it kind of got emotional on there. I had like 15 guys inboxing me.
I really wish, like, on a different platform at a different time, that I could sit and unfold those levels.
Yeah.
Because as I told you, like, I'm attracted to 50-plus-year-old men, as you can tell by me constantly hitting on you. But
you like the salt and pepper.
I like the salt and pepper. Look, I'm a grown-ass woman. Like, but so many of you guys are transitioning into this newfound freedom and part of your lives. And a lot of that stems from a divorce that happened when you were young. And I would love to sit down with you on a different platform and have you help so many people let go and grow, because that's a hurtful time for a lot of people.
That death, because I went through a lot, man. My grandmother, rest in peace, to Mary E. Reeves, is coming up on her angelversary, 1 year angelversary. She was 3.5 years old, and she passed away. She burned up. She burned up in a house, my aunt's house, and that really affected me. So, to admit that you go through depression and you go through anxiety and stress, I just put it out here. And I didn't know that it was so many people going through the same thing.
It's a lot of people.
So I have, as a matter of fact, I have at my home, hopefully this year, I'm getting a smokehouse built, and I'm going to have my podcast there, and we're going to talk about those topics. We still going to talk about different things, but you're going to be able to smoke cigars, no cigarettes, have a drink, and we're going to open up with, I want to kind of talk with the men, but we're going to have both. I want to talk with the men because it's people out here that's dying over stress.
Yes.
And they're not releasing that.
Yes.
Therapy is good. I was going to therapy for 3 years. I missed last year, but therapy is good, man. And it's like you have to talk about it.
Yeah. And as Black men, thank you for being an encouragement to a lot of people, because I think if you're able to talk about it, you're able to hear. And a lot of times we as women, we talk too much. So what we have to say is not received because you haven't healed yet. Yeah. But we're not going to turn this into a session.
I got you.
I can talk about days. So I seen you doing like movie reviews.
Yes.
Do you get on your live and talk about different movies?
You know what? No, I just did something the other day where Renika McQueen, shout out to Chasing Connor Productions, she wanted me to talk about A Family Divided, which is a wonderful movie. And so I sat in front of my TV and I was just talking about it. And so I got like inboxes saying, "Hey, can you review my movie like that?" And so I'm like, I'm on to something.
Yeah.
I said, okay, you know what? I will.
See, this is my fear, because I am here to give you guys flowers. And luckily, A Family Divided is amazing. I have Renika here a couple of months ago. Her movie keeps coming up in conversation because it's so different than the other to-be movies. And it's a tearjerker and a must-see. I tell you, I feel like for the past couple of weeks, I've been telling you guys every week, if you haven't seen it, see it. Yeah. But what are you going to do when it's trash?
When the movie is trash?
Yeah. You going to review it?
You know what? I will review it, but I'm not going to do, because it's a movie that I didn't like. It wasn't for me, but I didn't trash it. I didn't bash it on our podcast. I just said, for me, it wasn't for me. But everybody have movies that they don't like.
Now we know that that's your tale.
Yeah,
he thought it was trash if he said it wasn't for me.
And then look,
go back and watch the show.
Yeah, it just. But I would never just bash nobody movie like this. No, because at the end of the day, you still put the work in. You still created opportunities. You still gave someone a chance. And it's movies in Hollywood that I don't like.
Absolutely.
That I'm not watching that. So at the end of the day, I just commend everybody that's doing something here. If they taking this, because we are the capital of independent film.
Right now, we are, and we do not have the time to bash one another.
Right.
We need to keep encouraging people to put their money into it, and like you say, create opportunity for different people, because everyone's not going to have the right camera to film, or maybe the best script. But if you complete it, that sense of accomplishment for the right person is like an addiction that you want to get better. But that's how we can separate people when we know it's in your blood. A lot of people I sit down and I talk to, like having King Wesley here, he mentioned to play in 14. Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, people are 10 years in the game and stuff. I always give the example of young people when they play sports. And we be like, all these kids are young. And I'm like, you know, but a guy who plays football is probably 13 years, 15 years in by the time he gets to the league. Like, he's been playing this sport since he was 5, 6 years old. He loves this. It wasn't an opportunity for a child. It was an opportunity for a professional. And so when I hear you guys go back, and I'll be like, oh, I love it. Just wasn't easy. So do you have 5 top movies that you're not in?
5 top independent. Oh, you say that I'm not in, of course.
Because please don't be like
that I'm not in.
Equalizer.
Wow. Right. Well, I'm in Equalizer way back. You probably can't see me, but I'm in. Man, you know what? I have to think about that one. Because it's quite a few movies that I like. I just. That was one of those questions I should have sent to you before asking you here live on stream. I'm trying to think now, man, because I'm.
Okay, think about the people that you've worked with. Kamal,
man, that's my brother. We did Scattered Hearts together. He was the director, and that was at Music Hall. So
but
I got a chance to do
that was a play.
That was a play. Yeah.
Have you seen his movies?
Yes, I've been in a few. No, actually, I've been in the movies that he directed. I haven't been in the movies that's his movies.
Have you been in any movies that he did that you wasn't in that you liked?
I like Parental.
I'm trying to help you out.
Parental Discretion.
Okay, there's one.
I liked The Wrong One. I was in.
You was in A Good Man.
I was in A Good Man. I had a quick little scene, but that scene was relevant to how to the result of him. Yeah, you know what I mean. So that again, we go back to, and I had maybe 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. You know?
That's what when I seen it on your bio page, I was like, he was in A Good Man.
Yeah, I mean,
like, and they got you down as best friend. Yep, I was like, I thought the other Q was his best friend.
That was so important to how he ended up, going crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you never know. You just take your opportunity, and you just turn it into something that's bigger.
Have you worked with Joe Smith?
Yes, that's Joe Smith was the wrong one. I mean, not the wrong one. I'm sorry. Yes, the wrong one.
So, well, we have that movie that you wasn't, but you was in that movie. What movie have you been? I'm trying to help you out. Okay, next question.
That I haven't been in, man.
I'm in all of them.
I'm like,
every time you look up, I'm in a movie. Don't.
I'm trying to think, man. It's like, Widows. God Forgives, I Don't. Yeah. That's my guy Rob Q and that man. And they did a wonderful job. That's Janelle Black and Rocky. They did a wonderful job with that. I love
that movie as well.
That was a good movie. Mm-hmm. Even with the I wasn't in McGraw Ave, but now I'm in McGraw Ave H Block. Okay. So I love McGraw Ave, man. And then I was able to get the role of one of the supporting actors for McGraw Ave H Block, which should be dropping in a few weeks.
Okay. Okay. So I want to go back to your reviewing thing. Do you do food reviews as well, or just watching you eat that po' boy was just a pleasure of my own?
That's crazy. So I did that with
my favorite Christmas album playing in the background.
Oh man, my mother used to play that every year. Alexander O'Neal, I'm telling you, that's one of the coldest Christmas albums ever. I did that review for Darren Brown because I just went up there and said, you know what? I said, because I do the kitchen slide, and I haven't done it in a while, but I have people that see me out and about that I don't even know. Mm-hmm. They be like, man, you the kitchen slide, man. I'm like, man, is it? And I looked up, I had 8,000 views. I'm like, what?
Wow, what is the kitchen slide?
So it started before I went out, like, shout out to my dude Elbow Entertainment. He had parties and stuff, and I would host. So before I go to the party, I get dressed. I have a ritual when I get dressed. I play a couple songs. I play On My Mama, On My Hood. Oh, I Look Fly, I Look Good. I play that, and then I play Get More Money Than You. Okay. I play those. That's and I have my little sip and everything. I said, you know what? I'm about to slide in front of the kitchen, in front of the refrigerator. I have a refrigerator that has the computer screen on it, so I slid in front of there one time.
Oh, Schaefer in 96? It's like,
yeah.
I'm right there. Steal that bitch.
No, you made me.
You can try.
I got a neighbor that will let you have it. She's older, and all she do is sit in the window.
Mr. Tubi.
She sit in the window, and so that's all. But I did that kitchen slide, and it just took off from there. And so I would do different songs, and I come in and I just slide the kitchen, man. But I'll be dressed up, And going back to a personal thing, what people don't understand, that was a slide of triumph. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you go from turmoil to triumph, and so once I was released from that slide was like me winning again.
That's
you know what I'm
dope.
saying? But it just turned into kitchen slide, and it just evolved. I haven't done it in a minute.
Man, I've been asleep in my kitchen and bust my.
Man, I'm telling you.
That's dope.
Yeah. People love it. I'm like, man, you never know who watching. That's why you always got to treat people good and with respect and not bash nobody, not talk nobody behind their back or whatever.
Absolutely.
Because in this industry, everybody talk. So if you put somebody down, like you say, you bash somebody, and then they call me, how's Q's acting? How is Q as a person? He be late. He come in smelling like liquor. He come in, no, you don't want that.
And that's one of the reasons why I even do this show, to give people the opportunity to know you guys outside of a character.
Yeah.
Because it helps with the brand.
Yeah.
Like, is this somebody I want to support, or is this somebody who's just like bougie acting or like deserving of every blessing that has been given to them? And it shows when you sit down and you have a real conversation in your personality. So getting back to the movies, because like I said, I see you everywhere. Tell us about a couple of projects that you've already been a part of. So we talked about Rotten, and we talked about that was a good man.
Yeah.
Moet.
Yeah.
What is?
And let me correct myself, because I did say Joe Smith and I said the wrong one. No, Joe Smith is a good man. So I want to correct that. But go ahead. You said about Moet?
Yeah. So what is Moet about, and who are you?
I played Detective McNary. Shout out to my partner, Nadia. She plays Detective Williams. We have my girl, DeCarla. I call her Instagram is at Killer Carla, but I Kill Carla. I call her Killer. But she plays Moet. Mina Monroe, she plays a stripper who, Carla, she lost her, she had deaths in her family, and so she had to get money to continue and pay for the mortgage, not lose the house, and so she got introduced to the stripping game to try to get the money to pay for what she needed. And then Mina Monroe, which is like a madam, she had this scheme that way she can get money, and then she put DeCarla on it, and they were getting money, and she was paying her things, stuff like that, man, and then take a turn. Okay. Take a turn. So my partner got murdered, and I'm trying to find out his murder.
Okay.
And who murdered him. And so at the end, it's a twist on who murdered him. So
oh, wow. Okay.
It's good.
So you're in, is it Kings of Queens?
Yes, Kings of Queens. Shout out to Trey again. Shout out to my guy Colt. That was one of the first ones I did too. I played head of a cartel, Big Rich, with my guy Ed Donaldson. Man, that's my guy right there.
Hey, guy. Hi, Ed.
He's a hell of an actor. Hell of an actor, man. And so we did that. We shot that. I think downtown, just different parts of Detroit. We shot it in front of Masonic Temple, down on the marina, and that was good. And that was, each role is like a learning curve, because you know what not to do on the next one. You know what I mean? So I just take it and just learn from it. I love it. Like this is, I think hopefully with God's will, in the next year or so, I'm gonna be able to leave my job, man, and go full time. That's what I want to do.
How amazing is that? And this is the time to do it. And I think a lot of people get caught up in age and everything. And I will just, like, today actually is one of my days where I am following my passions. Like, I got a chance to do the morning show opposed to going to work.
Yeah,
I am working. Yeah. But, we're finally at that age where we can make a conscious decision, like, I need to live and do things that makes me feel alive. And that is a great thing, because you say you're a GM?
Yeah, I'm at gym, man. They put me on afternoons, man. My God, man. And so, but you know what? Sometimes God make you uncomfortable because He has comfort for you coming.
I love that.
You know what I mean? But you have to go through that because if you get comfortable, you get stagnant. So to keep you motivated and keep you going, look at these billionaires and stuff like that, man. They always doing something different.
Right.
They always investing, so they get out their comfort zone. So I just think my time is limited there, and I think this is my passion. And when you do something you love to do, it's not work. You get the best results because I'm working 12 hours a day, 6-7 days for someone else.
Yeah. Then imagine if you put that in yourself.
Exactly. Now I got to sleep. Then I only got 5 or 6 hours for myself. So it's like, man, I can give people all this energy, man.
And then you have the talent. You're definitely, you're not just, you're doing the work.
Yeah.
So don't take that away from yourself. You're actually doing the work. Okay. So last question. Do you have any issues with being typecast?
Yeah. The hardest thing about that is, for me, is me being older, it's roles that's limited. You know what I mean? You play a pastor, you play a lawyer, a judge, you play a detective, you play a dope guy. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of limited. You got, and I have a problem. That's one of my Achilles, is because I'm out here with these young guys. You know what I'm saying? It's a young man's game and everything. So I'm looking like, man, when I go to certain auditions, I see certain people, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Because a lot of producers, they looking for, nice body, nice build. You can do a lot with that. You know what I'm saying? I come in, I'm gonna play the father, I'm gonna play the, you know what I mean? But when I do it, I just try to play the best role I can, man. I've played detective last year probably about 8 times.
Okay, so you had your own precinct.
Pretty much. They just haven't come out. The only one come out was Moet, and I think I was another one that come out. But yeah, so they'll be rolling out. You'll be like, damn, you detective again? Damn,